Hi, everybody. My name is Barry Letterman, and I'm going to be teaching you this semester Math 121. That's calculus. I actually took this course I actually took the assignment to teach this course. I actually accepted it by mistake because they said business. I thought they meant monkey business. I had no idea they meant like actual like doing business. Well, that was my first attempt at humor. Anyway, anyway, as I said, I will be teaching you, and I get. I want to congratulate you for taking this course because if you just the fact that you got this far means you've done a lot of math just to get to this level. I'm due congratulations myself because I just got accepted to Hogwarts, and it is the biggest honor, and I'm very excited about it. So I'm going to do a little share screen now, and here we go. So a couple of things. I have a page, a Google Doc, which I'll be putting notes on here on this page, and I'm going to give you all the link to access this. This way, you'll be able to see everything I write and say and do in the class. You'll have it easily, and I'll give you all the links and all that stuff. The other thing is that we're going to use. Actually, let me close this and reopen it. We're going to use something called Math Excel, and Math Excel is there you go. This is Math Excel, Pearson Math Excel, and now I already have an account. Now, if you don't have if you want to buy it, you go here where it says register now. You click here where it says student, and then they're going to say you need an email address, you need the instructor's program ID, which I'm going to put that all on Canvas for you. You're going to have to pay for it somehow, either something called an access code, or you could just use a credit card or PayPal or whatever, and you buy it straight from the website. That's the cheapest way to get it. An access code is you could buy from the let's say the bookstore or something, like a sort of a code. It's basically it's a code, and instead of typing in a credit card number, you're going to type in the code that you paid for at the bookstore. But when you do it that way, it always winds up being more expensive. The cheapest way is to go, is just go, as far that I know, is just go straight to the website. Anyway, and then you do all that, and so you don't want self-study. You want this one: register for a course required by your instructor. That's the one you want, and then you just follow all the. They pretty much walk you through it. But let's just go back. So that's if I was going to click on that, but I'm not going to click on that. I'm going to click on this. I already have an account, so I'm going to click on sign in. So I'm going to sign in, and I have a password, a username and a password. They're going when you create an account, they're going to make sure you have a secure, strong password. Which I don't know why they care that much. Like, what are they afraid? You're afraid someone's going to break in and do your math homework for you? I never got that. Anyway, I never understood that, but that's just me. Let's move on. Here's the sign in. Enter Math Excel. And I already have it. I already have mine. I have it set up that it goes. This is what the course is going to be called. MMR. That stands for Miramar. 121 because it's Math 121. Fall 21. I think you can figure out what that all means. Now these buttons down here, you're not going to have these buttons down here when you do it. You're going to use these buttons. So if you want to get to the homework, you click here where it says homework and tests. Very simple. You want to get to study plan, you click there where it says study plan. I like the study plan, by the way. It just basically lists like all the questions. So you want to see, let's say you want to look at chapter 2 and go to 2.1, and it just gives you like all these different questions. Whenever you see this icon here, that means that there's a video available for it. So like, so notice if I click on this one here, there will not be a video. And where is it? Get more help. So it says you can always access the textbook. It gives you the text. This is the paper textbook that you're not buying. The textbook gives you a little calculator that you could use. It has something here called Ask My Instructor. Ask My Instructor means you click on this, and it sets up a basically it sends this to my email. It sends it to my email, and when I go to my email, I'm going to see this. But when I see it, it's going to include a link to the question itself. So you don't have to explain to me. You don't have to write a whole long thing explaining what the question is. You can just get to whatever your point is. Like, I don't know, why don't you divide? I'm not even reading the problem. I'm just making something up. Why don't you divide, instead of multiply or something like that, or whatever, or why is it 7? And I'll understand it because I'll click on the link. I'll see the question and I'll understand the context. That's all you have to write. You don't need anything more than that. You could just yeah, you could always write, hi, you know, I like cheesecake, you know, or something like that. You can write whatever you want, any pleasantry you want to write. But basically, all you have to write is just say what the question is, and then when you click send, uh, it, I'm going to get next time I go to my email, I'm going to see it. I want to really emphasize to you guys that I am an actual real human being. I am a real person, even though this is an online course and we're never going to be in the same room together. But I am an actual human being. It's not like a robot is teaching you. Um, I'm a human being. I'm going to give you my phone number. I'm going to give you my email. I'm going to give you all those different ways to access to contact me. You can contact me anytime you want. You can call me. You can text me. I know how to text. My daughter taught me how to text when she was 7. But anyway, and that's and I just want you to know I am a human being, and I am accessible all the time. How you doing? I am always accessible. Um, and that's the story. And many students, when I teach an online course, many times students will call me on the phone, students will email me or talk, whatever. It's again, the class is being taught by a human being. Yes, it's an online format, but it's being taught by a human being. And I'm assuming that many of you are also human. Anyway, um, let's move on. So let's see. I'm going to close this here, and let's look at the let's look at the so the first thing we're going to do, by the way, the first I didn't put this all into the I didn't put it all in there yet. um I'm making it's a long story. So let's see, there's something else I wanted to show you. It had to do with there's something else I wanted to show you. And what was it? Okay, so oops, I think I lost the share screen. I'm sorry about that. Let's go to um so if you click on homework and tests. So this is now I'm gonna. By the way, this is not the whole semester. I'm gonna before the semester begins. I'm gonna put all the homework for the whole thing on here. Right now, I just want the first assignment, just to give you an idea. So you'll see an assignment. You click on it, and you'll see you have a whole bunch of questions, homework questions. And let's just take a look at it. Let's do some math. Let's do some math while we're here. Um, okay, so factor 3r squared minus 3, I can't do it. Is that an f? 3f squared. So so 3r squared. I wonder if I could see if I can copy and paste that. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. This is kind of weird because you can't copy and paste this stuff. Anyway, uh, 3r squared minus 3 f squared. So let's look down here. So first thing I'm going to do, 3r squared minus 3 f squared. Okay, now the first thing we do is you want to take out any common factors, and that, as you can see, is a 3. So it's 3 times r squared. Actually, I'm going to make this a little easier on myself. Watch how clever I am here. I don't feel like copying. And this is a very famous thing here. This is called the difference of two squares. 3r squared. Actually, let me make this bigger. I want to make this a little bigger. It's smaller than I want it to be. Um, better. And this is, I think you guys all know this. This is going to, oops, this is going to be 3 times r plus f times r minus f. And that's the final answer, which I can now put into Math Excel. And this is what you do. You put it into Math Excel and pow. Now, I want to show you something. This is the correct answer, but before I put it in, I'm going to get rid of the 3. Let's say you forgot the 3. So you click here where it says check it. You could either click where it says check answer, or you can just hit your enter, hit enter on your computer. So I just hit enter, and it says that's incorrect. First, remove any common factor, and it gives you this whole long thing explaining, what to do. And furthermore, if you need more help, you can click view an example, and it gives you a similar problem. It just shows you a similar problem, and it explains to you about difference of two squares. And this is the famous formula: a squared minus b squared equals a plus b minus b. It's a famous formula. And maybe I'll take this famous formula. I take a little. Let's do this here. Copy this and just put this here because we're using this famous formula. And there you go. This is copied it here as an image, not as this, whatever. Anyway, so now I'm gonna put in the 3, but I got a little nervous, and if you're on a keyboard, a 3 is right near an E, and now I'm hitting check answer or just hit enter, and again, try again. See how nice Math Excel is always so nice to you. I'll try again. So you say okay, and now you really get nervous, so you get rid of the E, and you want to make sure there's a 3, and you want to emphasize there's definitely C3. I'm emphasizing the 3, and and this is the last chance. And ooh, look at that. Now they tell you the answer: 3 times r plus f times r minus f. And my answer was this. So now, if that happens to you, your life is not over, because if you notice now, if I would click, let's see, how do I get to this? They changed the format on these. So now I have I'm going to save this. I guess I'm going to save it for a second. And when I look at my results, I have a red X there. I want a nice green check. I don't want a red X. So you can go to the problem. You never had to leave the problem. I left it. And now you click similar question, and they're going to give you a very similar question, just with different numbers. And actually, this is really, really going to be very similar. This is R. So now it's R minus T. So it's just going to be what is it? R plus T, R minus T, R plus T, and R minus T, and pow. And now, good job. You have a green check, and now you can go on to the next question. Everything is awesome, and pow. And now you don't have to do this in order. There should be a way to. How do you, they changed. I'm very sorry. They changed the format a little bit. I don't know how to jump around. You should, because you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to necessarily go in order. You could always skip around. Um, but that's the story. Now, c squared minus 80 minus 2c. So let's do this one. So what was it going to c squared minus 80 minus c squared minus 80 minus what was it, minus 2c. All right, so c squared minus minus 80 minus 2c. Now, first of all, it's much easier to do these when you want to put them in the right order, and that meaning to say, I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to take the minus 80, and I'm going to put it out here. I like just putting things in order here, and you all know. Now, everything I'm doing right now, as you know, is just really just a sort of a recap of basic algebra you've done in the past. So, but it's nice to refresh our algebra skills. I'll tell you right now, algebra, calculus, as you're going to see, is like 90% algebra, or at least I should. Well, the concepts of calculus are a little bit different, but the actual doing of the calculus problems, there's going to be one step of calculus and like 10 steps of algebra or whatever. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of. It's a lot of. So the stronger you are in algebra, the easier time you're going to have in calculus. I find that when the students who struggle with their algebra, then what happens is that every single calculus problem just winds up taking them longer. Whereas the students who are just fluent in algebra, they zip through it much faster. Anyway, to factor this, you want two numbers that multiply to negative 80 and add up to negative 2. And so let me just put here C and C. So what are two numbers that multiply to negative 8 and add to negative 2? I'm going to say negative 10 and positive 8. That would be my guess, right? Because if I multiply negative 10 times positive 8, I get negative 80. If I add negative 10 plus positive 8, I get negative 2. So that's going to be my answer. I'm going to type that in. I'm not going to play all these games. I'm not going to keep on doing them wrong by the way, you didn't see me click where it said check answer because I hit my enter key. So you can either hit the enter key or you can click down there. And that's it, pal. This is good. These are so much fun. Let's go to the next one. So this is going to be a similar thing. I want two numbers that multiply to negative 30 and add up to positive 7. So if I need help, so there's always something called view an example. View an example is where they actually take a similar kind of problem and they kind of walk you through it, and blah, blah, and they go through the whole thing. And I help me solve it is where, okay, view an example is that they show you a similar problem, you look at it and then you close it and then you go back to the problem here. Help me solve this is kind of the same thing as view an example, but they give you the same exact problem. They walk you through it step by step. And then when you finish, and you come back, they change this problem to different numbers. I mean, same type of problem, but just different numbers. And that's just how they do it. I personally find help me solve this annoying, but that's, teach his own. If you need more help, there is, well, again, you always have the Ask My Instructor key, and you also have the textbook. And the textbook is, this is going to show you the actual pages of the actual textbook that you didn't have to pay for. And they're not going to throw the entire textbook at you. They're just going to give you the pages that are relevant to this particular problem. So this problem is from section 2.1. So they're just going to show you stuff from 2.1. Okay, and it goes through the whole thing. I'm not going to go through the whole thing now, pal. And this is not even what this chapter is about. This is just some basic skills. So I just want to give you examples of how this helps you. And let's just put it in here. There's no common factor, so it's going to be B. Now, what would it be? I'm going to say B plus 10 and B minus 3. B plus 10 and B minus 3, because 10 times negative 3 multiplies to negative 30. 10 plus negative 3 adds up to positive 7, and pow, we're done. Okay, let's so how do you, I'm gonna have to figure this out at some point. Oh, here we go. So I knew it was missing. So if you click these little thingies over here, it just gives. So you see, I have 3 checks because three green checks because I did three problems, correctly. Um, but I could jump around. I don't have to. Um, so I want to get to the problems, which is what. Okay. Uh, Now let's actually, you know what? I'm going to. So we're really going to start. Calculus is kind of going to kind of start from this question right here, question 7. Question 1 through 6 are really just algebra questions. Question 7 is really calculus really starts. So I want to talk a little bit about what calculus is. Um, and let's how do I do? I just want to do one thing here. Well, anyway, I want to just make this video. I'm going to stop here. This is going to be on the next video. Uh, but I'm going to actually just wanted to what's something I wanted to know. Okay. Um, this is going to be in the next video, and I wanted to show you, just introduce myself to you. That's really was the purpose of all this here. Um, I'm a human being. I'm a real person. I like music. I love music, by the way. Um, I like a lot of things, and I also like cheesecake. I don't know. Wow, whoever wrote that really knew me very well. Um, and that's it. So this is kind of an introductory video, not just to some math problems, but to the whole course. Um, and like I say, we could, well, it's up to you really what kind of relationship you want to have. In other words, many students are just going to come do the math, do what they got to do, and pass and move on, which is fabulous. Some students have asked me, have had Zoom sessions with me. Students have even asked me to write them letters of recommendation, which is like, you'd think like, how could I ask someone who I've never met in person? But like I say, all these things are possible, because I am a real human being. Even though you're seeing pre-recorded um, videos, but I am actually a real human being, and we can always have connection and contact between us. Um, so um, let's. I'm going to end this now, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody. It's been a lot of fun. Boing. Yes, you will see.